up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Insecure review. It's not going to be long, okay? It's not going to be long because honestly, I didn't take any notes. I watched it last night. It's called Tired Okay. So hopefully I can see here. Here we are. I used Vulture Magazine's Insecure recap for my notes. They start off where they left off. Bitch, when I tell you, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, let me know you stop by. Bitch, when I tell you that they get me every time on Insecure, I really do not know. Like, they get me every time. So Issa was in the hallway, right? She was in the hallway at the hospital. Remember, she saw Lawrence. Remember that? So Issa, she was at the hospital with what's the girl, Molly's parents and stuff, and her mom is still in the hospital, and she hasn't woken up yet. And remember, Issa was walking down the hall and she saw Lawrence and Condola. And girl, is that her name? I think I said her name right, huh? Condola. That's her name. Well, so it shows her like saying, wait, before they go into their meeting or their appointment with their little baby. And she's like, walks up to Condola and she's like, she is Condola and Lawrence. So she says, let's not act like this is weird, right? Like, so she's like, yeah, like this is not weird or whatever. And then she was like, you want to see the baby? So we look at the baby, the little baby sitting there, little cute baby. And then Condola asked, Issa, you want to hold the baby? She was like, yeah. I was like, girl, why are you trying to hold this lady's baby? No, ma'am. And so she gets the baby in her arms and Lawrence is off to the side looking, and she looks at the baby and she looks at Lawrence, and then baby Issa threw that baby. Girl, when I tell you, I watched it late last night. When I tell you I was in here hollering, I said, girl, why would they do that? They always get you. So Issa takes the baby and throws it like this and then kicks Condola in the stomach. And she falls into like the hospital laundry basket, girl. And then she's laughing as she's walking away. And then I think Lawrence says, what the fuck is wrong with you, Issa? Because he yells at the baby. He goes, Elijah. She threw the baby. And then she goes like that. I think she did like that to Lawrence. So she said something, but she was like laughing like a maniacal laugh. Oh my God. Issa Rae is fucking crazy. Every time. They get me every single time. Every single time. Hold on, let me turn this down. Yeah. Girl, I almost had to turn it off. Shit. So that was so funny. Oh God, that was so funny. Oh my God. Fuck them kids, she said. Baby, that was hilarious. So Issa she's like sitting in her living room, and it was like she was imagining that, I thought it was hilarious. So she goes on Instagram and she sees that Lawrence has moved back to LA. And so she was like, looking like, damn, like thinking. But I'm like, what you thinking about? Like, I don't know, I guess. I don't know. Girl, I don't fucking know. Um, let's see. He didn't tell me. Did she say that? He didn't tell me. He don't have to tell you nothing. Y'all don't have any expectations of each other. I don't understand. Anyways, they show Issa and Nathan having sex. I was like, girl, that don't even look right to me. It didn't even look right. I was like, what are y'all doing? She was just going to town, scooting on the dick. And so while they fucking, she's trying to get him to say, I love you. What you love? What you love? He was like looking at her like, what, girl, are you talking about? And then later when they were done and she was like laying down and she was like, I was just wondering how you felt. He was like, oh, I was just checking in with you or something. Something. But she's trying to get him to say, I love you because she said it the other day when they were sitting at the bus stop. I was like, okay, girl. Expectations to me, I feel like if you want to tell someone that you love them, you should do it because you want to tell them that you love them. You should not do it with the expectation. Come on, bitch. You should not do it with the expectation that they are going to say it back. Um, a lot of people keep those words to themselves, but I mean, it's how you feel. Those feelings are fleeting, right? I don't know. I mean, I've been in situations where I told somebody I love them, but when I look back, let me tell you something. When I look back on shit, I didn't love none of them motherfuckers. I loved how I felt with. I didn't love them. I loved the feeling that I had around them, but I didn't love them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, to be honest, a lot of times when I told somebody I love them, I didn't. I didn't because I didn't even love myself at those times. Remember, like thinking back. So, but my whole thing is if you're going to tell somebody you love them, tell them because you want to tell them, not because you're expecting them to say it in return. So that's it for her. So back at the barbershop, um, Nathan, the whole crew is there. They are, just talking, chit chatting at the barbershop. And Suge is late again. And he has clients waiting. And, it's a creed, it's a bylaw, right? It is a policy that you don't go to another barber. If your barber, you just wait. Just wait for your barber because it's almost like, you sitting in somebody's chair is like you sitting in somebody's lap. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in somebody else's lap. And so the people were waiting for him, and then Nathan ended up taking him. No, and he was like, okay, so it's a rule that you don't do that amongst barbers. I think everybody understands that. You hear people all the time talk about, I think I'm gonna have to cheat on my barber because he's never there. He's always late. I got shit to do, and this and that. So Sugar's just coming off like he's not, being responsible. Wasn't he the motherfucker that said he was gonna cook and then brought pizzas to the beach? Wasn't that Suge? I think that was him. Okay. Anyways, so back at the hospital, Issa is bringing, the family, just bringing lunch to them and stuff like that. She's really, being there for her friend. Like that is the best. She's doing like, I'm like, yes, Issa, you're such a good friend to be there. And Molly is on some retreat with her job, right? And they are, I guess, giving the presentation at this retreat or whatever. And of course, she feels guilty about not being there with her mother. And and she keeps saying, what if I'm not there? If she has her last moments and this and that. And Issa's like, don't worry about it. And then Issa was hugging her brother. She was like, she was saying, my brother has a wife and a kid. You cannot. The brother was kind of flirting with her or something, but then before Molly hung up the phone, she said her brother had herpes. I was like, what the bitch? I said these motherfuckers are crazy. That's why I love this show. I love the show. This episode was really funny to me. Like this episode, I was hollering. I hollered multiple times. Anyways, so Issa is going around the neighborhood. They were in Los Angeles magazine, so she's really happy about that. She has like her event is in the magazine's calendar of events, so she's really happy about that. They go into this store, and she's trying to like pitch and kind of like sell her company, and then they were like the block. They were like the block they were like, didn't you work with Crenshaw? And they were like, she was like, yeah, baby, yeah, y'all know, y'all heard about it. Y'all heard about it. They was like, we good. It was like, we good, girl. Because, Crenshaw has launched a smear campaign against Issa on the internet, baby. Baby, when I tell you he cussed her ass out after she took him them brownies. He let her have it, and he's so cocky, get on my nerves. Kofi is so handsome. I was looking at him like, ooh, wee, he's so handsome. So handsome, just like really pleasing on the eyes. So they were like, no, we're cool or whatever. So Issa's not happy about that, right? So okay, so so Molly is back. So we go back to Molly at her retreat with her co-workers and stuff like that. I thought it was really cute. And I was happy that I was happy that she was like hanging out with them or whatever, but I felt like you shouldn't have been there at all. And I felt like if you were just honest, that's where work-life balance comes in, is when when her and Torian were talking later, he basically told her, like, you cannot allow your work to affect your life. Like, because honestly, you might bring value. Of course, I hope you bring value to whatever space you're in and you're productive and all that stuff. But honestly, if something happens, in your personal life and you are neglecting it for your professional life, if anything happens to that job, you're like going to be replaced eventually, right? You'll be replaced eventually, and you would have missed out. So I don't know if I would have been on the work trip or whatever, but if she wasn't on the work trip, we wouldn't have got what we got later. Okay, but we'll talk about it later. Okay. Um. So Molly's hanging out with her coworkers. They're just talking, having small talk, taking shots. I actually didn't realize the guy sitting next to her was a coworker. I was like, I've never seen him before. Maybe I just don't be paying attention when she be in the rooms and the people be sitting around, because I only know Torian and the two girls, because I remember they gave her such a hard time when she first got there, acting all bougie and everything about the amendment, amenities of the office building, right? So they were talking about that, just breaking her balls or whatever. So later, she wakes up. Girl, she got one sleeve up around here, like her arm is out under the shirt. It's candy in the bed, and then she sees a watch in the bed. Baby, she was like, okay, who the fuck did I fucking fuck? Because it was a man's watch in the bed. So she gets the watch, and she's standing at the bar. She's about to order a drink. She was like, give me something sweet. I don't know what she was trying to order. I don't know what time it was. I couldn't tell. She just woke up, but she was drunk. So I don't know if it was lunchtime or it was breakfast time. I don't know what it was. But she sees her colleagues at the table, and she walks over there. And then she was like, I got this. I found this watch. It was far, far, far away from my room. And then everybody's looking like, girl. They're looking like her. And Toria goes, that's my watch. She was like, did we? He was like, and then they was like, here, look. They put the thing on. Baby, Molly was cutting up, baby. She was cutting up, baby. That's my worst fear. Like, I've gotten like super duper drunk in front of colleagues before. I've done it twice. Super duper drunk. I remember one time. The one time I got drunk, bitch. I remember being in the bathroom, and I remember, like, it's like, when you had enough and you were like, okay, let me get away from people. You have that much sense, right? Let me get away from people, right? Baby, so I went in the bathroom. I apparently passed out or whatever. They finally got me out the bathroom or whatever. Girl, was a mess. And then when me and my friend and we all went, and we were like, we cannot drive all the way back home. We was in the valley. I was like, we cannot drive all the way back. We cannot drive all the way back home. So we stopped at a friend's house that we frequently would go to their house. They had a house in the valley, pool, everything. Shout out to Sean B and Brett, baby. So when we pulled up to their house, when we pulled up to their house, when it came to we were like, we need to like stay here. So we need to stay here so we could because we can't drive. We are entirely too drunk, and Erica's super duper drunk. Baby, when he leaned in the window, he was like, "Y'all smell like a distillery. What the fuck was y'all drinking?" Baby, do it like it's my B day. I was doing it like it was my B day, baby. That was so funny. Oh my God, I would never forget that. I was that like I was in and out like because I was so drunk. I just taking shots, honey, having a good time taking shots. I had way too much, and ended up I went into the bathroom because I knew I was like I kind of got to use the bathroom, and I guess I don't know, child. That's why you have to be around people you trust because sometimes, girl. Whew, baby, that was a mess. So Molly, I have to tell y'all that story. So Molly had a good time. They showed it on the phone. She was going crazy. Um, she was shocked. She was like, "Oh my God!" They didn't look like they were going to be judging her because they were all having a good time, I guess. So they was like, "This is basically how we about to bond on this company trip." We got towed up, and Molly's ass. We got you in our phone, baby, with the video. Okay, be on your best behavior, Molly girl. Anyway, so Issa goes to Crenshaw to apologize about what's been going on or whatever, and he was like, "You know what? You didn't care about our relationship. You really cared about how much money you were going to make. You cared about how to please someone else. You were trying to please your client more than you were trying to. I'm trying to work with you as well." But basically, he was not having it. He was not cool with her. He was like, you was just worried about the money. We try to do this stuff together. She was like, "Well, why would I try to help you if I didn't care or whatever?" So he was like, "Baby," he said, he bought up a shirt. He was like, "Let me." He was like, "You know what? You actually inspired a new line, baby." He took the t-shirt, the sweatshirt off the rack and showed it to her. It said integrity on the front of the bitch. I was like, "Fuck you." So she got her shit and she left. She was like, "I'm out of here," whatever. Um, let's see. Yeah, that was it for that scene. She inspired him to participate. Yeah, she did. So back at the barbershop, okay, so they're all sitting there. I think they were about to leave, and somebody asked for a haircut, and then Nate Suge said that Nate will cover. Oh no, they were getting the rent. Everybody was paying their booth rent, and when he walked in, they were like, "Okay, you here to pay your booth rent?" He was like, let Nathan pay it, let Nathan pay it." And he was like, "What?" He was like, and then he got mad, right? So he got mad about. He was like, "Yeah, you taking niggas clients and stuff like that." And he was like, "Dude, I was trying to help your ass out," and that's really what happens. It's like I'm trying to help you, but for some odd reason, it's almost like you fucked a wife, like literally. I mean, you taking money out their pocket, but if you're leaving someone waiting, there's no rational reason as to why no one would help them. Just because you're not here, you're going to leave your person waiting because it's a possible loss of customer. And when somebody gets a good barber, they stay with them for a long time. So that's a constant flow of money that you're going to get, what, every week, every 2 weeks, or whatever, however. So they get mad. So he got mad at him and he was like, "Let him pay it." And then he was like, something with your crazy ass, and said something about him being bipolar. I was like, "Oh my God." So insensitive, but he's a man and they're not particularly socialized to be sensitive, because that sensitivity might mean they gay. You might be gay if you sensitive. So he calls him crazy and he calls him bipolar, whatever. And they acted like they were going to fight or whatever. And Nathan just leaves. And I think that kind of messed with him because, when somebody throws your diagnosis in your face, especially you work so closely with them. And I'm not sure, I guess they know him that well. But something like that, I don't know if you're supposed to be friends, colleagues, I don't know what the relationship is, but that's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. And it happens all the time. And I think that's really one of the reasons why men and women don't go and they don't tell people they're in therapy. They don't say they take their happy pills. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I don't think that there's anything wrong. We are made of chemicals. And if people have chemical imbalances, we're all different. We're literally like flowers. We're all different. We all need different things. Some of us don't have all the chemicals or producing the chemicals that we need for our brains to function right in a way, or to access that emotion of happiness, and it sends us. We're all different, and we shouldn't be ashamed to say that I'm a little different than you. I need a chemical, I need a pill that actually helps me produce the chemical to make me happy, or to even just stabilize me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And when people do stuff like the way that Suge did, that kind of sends people back. Like, I'm not going to share that because you're throwing it in my face, and not something sensitive, and also something that I can't help. You can't help it. You have a chemical imbalance. You have a chemical imbalance. It is what it is. So they back at the at the event with Torian and them. Not the event, the retreat with Torian. This is longer than it takes because it was actually a pretty good episode. But anyway, so Molly and Torian are having their presentation, and she's like stuttering over her words. She's kind of distracted because she sees her brother is calling. Baby, all her brother wanted to tell her was that there was a Chick-fil-A opening. She thought it was about her mother. Girl, I am so tired of them. I am so tired of them. Anyways, so after they're sitting down having drinks, and she just basically finally admits like she's having, personal problems. And he was like, "You've been going through all of this whole time?" And she was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Just like the time my brother was diagnosed with cancer, I worked through that too." That's not good, y'all. And it's sad because a lot of people don't have a choice, right? They don't have a choice, and so they miss out on things. That it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Anyways, yeah, he tells her, don't allow work to take a priority over your personal life. You need to take care of your personal life. So Issa was standing at this like a food spot. I guess she was getting some they showed churros. I don't know what kind of spot that was. It looked like a Mexican food spot. And she sees Condola, and then Condola, she says, "Oh my God, Lawrence is back, and we're together and engaged and happy. Thank you so much for letting him go," and this and that. And then she was like, and he has a new job that pays him $1 billion a month, like that. And then when she's walking away, she tells Issa, own your choices, baby. Yes, own your choices, right? And Condola ends up kicking Issa. It's another fantasy girl. Oh my God, that sent me because I was not ready. And this episode was directed by Natasha. Is that her name? Kelly. Natasha Rao. That's her last name. Girl, that's not good. Rothwell, I was about to look it up. Natasha Rothwell. She directed this episode, and it was actually her directorial debut. Anyways, Molly's mother wakes up. She's happy about that. So Torian comes and knocks on Molly's door to tell her that he had a swag bag for her. He gives her the swag bag. She hugs him immediately because she just found out that her mom woke up. And then they kind of like a little, like, and then they kind of realize they're looking at each other and they're like, "Okay, well, thank you, great, okay, whatever." So we might see what's going on with Torian and Molly. I don't know. Anyway, so Issa gets back to Nathan's house with the food, and they start having a conversation, and she brings it up that he hasn't said "I love you" back, and she says she feels like they had a commitment. And he was like, "I am committed to you." And then he also tells her, "But you've been all over the place. You tell me this, you tell me this, you tell me that, you tell me this, and you're very, like, you're inconsistent, right?" So he was like, you went from crying in my mouth to telling me we're cool, or what did he say? It was funny. Um and then she was like, you know what, let's just drop it. And we could see that there's going to be problems. But what I did not like is how dismissive he was when she actually brought it up. And then he was like, aren't you going to ask me how I'm doing? But here's the thing, you both need to be asking each other how you're doing, because clearly she's going through something and clearly you're going through something. Let me tell you, the common theme of this show, what they're doing such a great job at doing, is showing how people in relationships do not communicate. We have to learn how to communicate. Like, all of us have to learn. And we're like the only creatures who could actually formulate sounds into words, and then those words mean things. And for some reason, we just have an issue with communication, clear communication, being honest, being open, right? Not lying about shit all the time, or being closed off, or being dismissive. He was immediately dismissive to her. And when they sat on the couch and was like, you're not going to ask me how I'm doing? Girl, what? Why don't you ask her how she's doing? She just came in here with some fucking food. I was like, girl, y'all can have that shit. Y'all can have it. That's why I was looking in the mirror today. Like, girl, I've done it. I've tried it. Been there, done that. I got the shirt, bitch. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't even imagine going through those things again. I've been in numerous relationships with people where I thought it was something, they thought it was something. It's like nobody's communicating, and you just got to learn. And then some people have a weird way of communicating where they will only give you a little bit. Like Nathan saying that, oh, I'm her boyfriend, and then that's it. That's, you feel like that's all you got to say. She says I love you, and she's expecting it back in return. He's not saying it. He feels she's being consistent, and then they don't say it until there's a problem, instead of actually talking about it when there's not a problem. When you identify it and immediately, that I feel like that's the best time to talk about it. But so many people are walking around on eggshells. They just don't want to bring it up. I don't want to make anybody mad. I don't want anybody, people have abandonment issues. So that's one reason why they won't communicate their needs, because they feel like if they communicate their needs, the people are going to leave. Nathan, he said he wants to go, he wants to move. She was like, you just telling me you want to move, and we're talking about, you call me, you said I was you was my boyfriend, and now you talking about moving somewhere. Where did he say he was moving to? Where did he say he was moving to? He said something, it was like an impulsive, when people are manic, they make impulsive decisions. So I'm like, what's going on with you? Moving where? How you coming in springing that on people? No, we're not playing these games. So it is what it is. And that was pretty much the end of the episode. Um, yeah, there's 4 episodes left, so we're gonna see how they're gonna wrap this up. Shout out to Insecure. This is the longest review of Insecure. It was actually pretty good, and I watched it last night, so I had this recap here that helped me remember what was going on in the episode. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let me know what you think of the episode, and let me know if you agree that the common theme is miscommunication amongst all seasons. It's this lack of communication. I really feel like, it's ironic that us as humans, that's something that we struggle with for a long time, and with different people. Anyways, talk to y'all later. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.